Good morning. Welcome to Abugu and the Guru. And Which Way Nigeria, a deliberate song we're starting with to just ask questions. Hopefully those who can provide answers are listening, because nobody wants to wake up to bad news any day. But this is the show that helps you to have a historical perspective, and an in-depth analysis of the stories that are making the rounds comes to you on Lagos Talks 91.3 FM on Mondays at 9:30 a.m. And it's good to have you join the conversation today. Before I bring to the microphone the Guru, who, of course, without him, there will not be Abugu and the Guru. I want to remind you that we would love to hear your opinion. In the meantime, send us your messages on WhatsApp and on Twitter. At Lagos Talks 913 is the Twitter handle for the radio station. You can use that to start to air your opinions before we get to the phone lines. And WhatsApp is 0809-234-5913. That's 0809-234-5913. Having said that, let me present to some and introduce to others the editor-at-large of the newsguru.com, a veteran journalist with well over 40 years of stellar journalistic experience. He's also the man with a historical perspective and been adequately labeled as the prophet of our time based on his accurate political technocratic analysis. And most importantly, he's also a father at heart, and we call him Daddy Guru here. Is Godwin Etakibebu, and good morning to you, sir. Welcome.
Adu.
Yes, sir.
My guest walked in this morning and was asking you, how was your weekend? Then I said, you are looking kickish, you are looking valid, you are looking... Should I add your other one?
Well...
Then he replied, you are always looking like that.
Thank you, sir.
Why don't you thank him?
Oh, I'll thank our guest as well. But I want to thank you first.
Thank you very, very much. Now I'm taking another look at you.
Yes, sir.
Is the camera rolling? Okay. No, so that you can... this is a qualitative time. I'm assessing Ado again and again over.
Thank you, sir.
Shade is blessed.
Yes, she is.
Listener, his wife's name is Shade.
Yeah.
To have gotten hooked to you. But if Shade did not pick you, because Shade herself is an extraordinary beautiful woman.
Yes.
This babe Saratan would have scattered you and made you useless. So I thank God for keeping you. Good morning, Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. You are welcome to Abugu and the Guru. Now we're kickstarting, but first of all, I want to appreciate my guest. Yes. First among equals. I commend him to be so.
Yes, sir.
Professor. How many times will my brother teach me how to call this thing properly? But I will not be ashamed. I will ask again today. Which comes first? Is it the Olorogu or Professor?
It's the Olorogu that comes.
Okay.
You should know that.
Must you put my report card before the public again? My brother is here, Olorogu Professor Joseph Abugu, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, a Professor of Commercial Law, University of Lagos. He is never disappointing me, and to God I give God the glory for whom He is. Doing his work so judiciously, so very, very courageously, but so loyal to me, I don't really deserve it. So, from the bottom of my heart, Professor, you are welcome.
Guru, thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
Nigerians, and welcome to the People's Parliament once again.
Thank you very much. By the time we shall be forming leading officers for this Parliament, Professor Abugu had qualified more than adequately to be the chairman of this National Assembly.
So chief chairman. Chief chairman.
So you are welcome. One of the remaining two that I'm expecting today just sent me a message now that Go Slow is making mess of him. Charles Kalu, you must be hearing me from whichever place you are now. I keep saying the road will never be an excuse why you will not arrive your destiny faster. I think I was 7 years old when that was an era that at 7, I will see a vehicle, a very big lorry that will be coming to pick produce from my community. The vehicle comes because the only one person who bought the produce and congregate them for the produce board would be gathering the kernel and what again. It might take you sometimes 6 months to gather enough that will bring a vehicle in. So meaning at 6, meaning I would have seen a lorry vehicle about 12 times maximum. But apart from that, no other vehicle that I saw, except where they would take us as primary school children to the roadside to go and queue when a personality will be passing. They will bring us there. Our shirt must be looking so neat that day, because the headmaster of the school will be prepared to even punish your mother and your father if your dress is not looking so neat. And they will give us the Nigeria flag, and they will march us from the village. We trek all to the way to Uruagbaro, where we will now we stand by the roadside. We must be there before 7 a.m. and we will be holding the flag up as if the man we were waiting for was coming. Again, as if the person that was coming to be our guest. Sometimes after 2 or 3, when the man had not come, they will ask us to sit by the roadside. Then we will sit down by the roadside, but the flag must be up. Sometimes the person will not pass. Sometimes, if he is early enough, by 4 to 5 p.m., the cover will go. Nobody is even waiting for you. Then they will say, that is the person. All of us must stand up and raise our flag.
Kalu is responsible for this, your historical childhood experience.
Yes, because my father told me that anytime you want to go to a place, don't complain that you are leave home for a long time. By then, the issue of 2 hours, 3 hours was not there, because the only thing we use in calculating the time is where the cock cross, when the cock okokoroko.
Yes, the cock crow at dawn.
It will start around, then our parents will know the time, then the second one, then the third one. Kalu has just sent me a message now that he said up. But if I had left his house the way I would always leave every day, I leave 5 hours before the starting of the show. Sometimes by 6:30 I'm here. So, but all the same, God will see you through. So we are waiting for you. I want to thank Professor Samson Onyomaire, a former Minister of Information, a professor of political science, a man who started journeying to the government house by becoming an advisor to Augustus Saikomo, Admiral Augustus Saikomo, until President Ibrahim Babangida picked him to become Minister of Information. He's an erudite professor. Professor knows him well enough. And he is my senior brother. And he's very, very keen. You need to see 2 of us where we sat. We're just like age mates. But he's above me with, I don't say few years. No, because there is no way I can argue and fight and add those few years. Even if it is only 1 year, he is my senior for 1 year. He will remain my senior forever. Because by the time I managed to grab 1 year to add to my own, his own had moved. Another 1 year. He sent me a message challenging me that I must have made the mistake that why would I say each of the 2 big political parties, APC, PDP, will be spending 5 trillion for this election. It was then I went to read what I said. Okay, this was in my video on YouTube channel. Then what I was supposed to say there would be the two major political parties, APC and PDP, would spend nothing less than 5 trillions, not each of them. So I just want to thank him publicly so that he can keep on doing what he's doing for me. Watching me always. Occasionally he will call me and say, my brother, this thing you said, why did you think it is like this? Why not like this? Then we argue. But always at such argument, I have always overthrown him in such argument. But this one, I sent him a word quickly, thanking him. So Professor Yumere, Owekobiro, Midigwekewe, Biko Robo Wero na Koke na Keketi. Adu.
Absolutely, I understand what you said.
All right, then I want to salute one of my grandsons, Jaden. Today is his birthday, and one of my adopted daughters, Olatude Akirili. Today is their birthday. I want to salute them. Then I want to travel quickly to Owo in Ondo State. I want to commiserate with the government, the governor, the people of Ondo State, and particularly the people of that quiet historical town, Owo. Yoruba will say, "Gbogbo ilẹ̀ pátápátá ní ilẹ̀ Owo." And when you get to Owo, you will understand the history that linked Owo and Edo. Because Owo border all those Edo towns that are in western region. Before now, you move them now to eventually Ondo State. Akoko Edo, this, they are there. Something bizarre happened yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yes. While people were praying to their God in the church to deliver them from bad dreams, something worse than bad dreams came. Reality. Some will call them Fulani headers. Some will call them bandits. I've not heard any calling them terrorists. But some of these killers, okay, maybe they are unknown gunmen. They move into the church, these guys as worshippers, and they murder. As of this morning, reports were talking about 30 people killed, many in the hospital. But when I called about 4 or 5 of my friends in Owo, they told me not less than 50. But let us take it that the verified number now, I don't think if the police has told us the verified number.
No, but reports were saying 30, not 30, 35.
That's good. So I want to commiserate with them. And I want to ask the question. Nigeria has definitely gone banana. I can't use any word lesser than that. What would this be related to? The Owo massacre. Massacring is a common thing in Nigeria today. If a day occurs from early the morning to evening, if you, Adu, fail to hear of social number of people killed, check your locational position. It means you are not in Nigeria. It means you have traveled, but you never knew you had traveled. Because there must be people to be killed. There must be killers that are coming to kill the people. And there would always be a government that cannot protect any person. And there would always be a government that will send condolence messages. Above all, there would always be a president that will give order that this thing, no, and nothing is being brought to book. And this part of what President Muhammad Buhari will hand over to his successor in 2023, say 29 May 2023. Those successors that are saying we are continuing from the good job the President Muhammad Buhari had done are they continuing from being undertakers of burying Nigeria? Is that what they are telling us? So, but all said and done, we'll go into our work today. Once again, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you, Guru. I also want to quickly add my voice in commiserating with the government and people of Ondo State, and more particularly the bereaved families who have suffered this traumatic invasion of their right to worship. You know, it's a bizarre thing that people will assemble to worship God on a Sunday, and from nowhere, you know, they are transited to the great beyond. It's a grave act of terror, and while you are looking for words to describe it, the most opposite one is terrorism. It is simply designed to entrench a wave of terror, you know, in our war, and indeed the whole of the West. This is something, again, just like you said, beheading has become a common occurrence, whether in the north, whether in Katsina, whether in the east. You know, you now see gory tales of kidnapping, people being having their throats slit as if they were rams, and these have permitted the social media hijacking, kidnapping, you know. And here it is again, you know, right here, very close to us, that this has happened in our war. May God, you know, repose the souls of the departed.
Amen.
And we pray that our leaders are up and doing as to how to curb this. But this is an ill wind. It blows no good.
Thank you very, very much. And may God answer our prayers.
Amen.
But I may want to add that as long as we have this cross of leaders who, of course, came to the scene with purposes in mind, purposes never reported to any other person except those who are close enough to them to be able to read their body movement, Nigeria shall always remain casualty. But I will come back to this. But I do quickly run through the menu.
Okay. The menu has 9 items, and I'll start from the very last as we walk our way up back to the top. Osun Judiciary reinstates sacked Justice Oloyede. That's from the Daily Post. And item number 8, INEC to stop storing sensitive materials with CBN. Was captured on the Guardian newspaper. A bombshell from item 7, Buhari must appease Fulanis before leaving office. The words of Islamic cleric Sheikh Gumi, reported from the Tribune. Uncertainty surrounds APC presidential primary as court okays statutory delegates. The Punch captured that story, and that's item number 6. And 5 is Nigeria 2023 elections. Atiku considers 3 PDP stalwarts as running mates. And that's the Daily Post. Now, item number 4, Tinubu's apology not enough. APC may punish him over utterances about Buhari, who's speaking. Adamu made that comment, and the Leadership newspaper captured it. Item 3 was APC screening committee ranks Osibajo top, and the Vanguard had that insight. Meanwhile, item number 2 is many feared dead as gunmen attack church in Governor Akeredolu's hometown. And item number 1, Buhari APC presidential aspirants meeting fails to produce consensus candidates. The Punch gave that report.
Thank you very, very much for doing a good job. I'm at loss to know where exactly to start from. The Nigerian People Parliament I convened, we agreed to continue on the trajectory of the incoming 2023 election, the race towards 2023 election. But when I stumble onto item number 7 in this menu, which you read, which says Buhari must appease Fulanis before leaving office, And this is being made, a statement boldly made by Sheikh Gumi, Sheikh Abubakar Gumi. I was terrified. I was shocked. Immediately, I read it second time, I read it third time. Then I discovered that I had to shift my focus from that news because it was like I was losing my shock absorbing capacities. I was becoming feeble. So I decided. Sheikh Gumi had gone as far as calculating monetary level that trillions must be paid to the Fulani, to Miyetti Allah. Call them Miyetti Allah, call them Fulani. We know whom they are. Except those who want to deceive themselves. And I'm not in the game of deceiving myself at any given time. But let me place it on record that I am a very, very good friend of a lot of Fulani. Because my friends, whom I respect, once arranged for me to meet with the leadership of the Miyetti Allah in Nigeria here. I met with them. Arranged for me to meet with the leadership of Miyetti Allah West Africa. Arranged for me to be able to meet with the leadership of Miyetti Allah in the Sahel region. So I have friends. And I know of an association led by the late Otman, what is the name of this man who contested the election against Abiola in 1993? Who represented the Abiola was in SDP, he was in Tofa. Tofa led an organization of people that call themselves Friends of Democracy. The 11 of them are Fulanis. The 11 of them are Fulani. The 11 of that committee, Friends of Democracy, they are all Fulani. And Fulani as Fulani. Well-eruded people. Most of those young men, PhD holder, pastoral matters. And they are for restructuring of Nigeria. So, for ipso facto, as they would say it, why should I bring all of them into one basket and just lock them there? I would be unfair, even to my friends. They said Nigeria must be restructured, and they recommended that we should go back to the constitution when Yakubu Gowon split this country into 12, and that we should use that as basement. These are Fulani. But having said this, Gumi, who had always met with the bandits, Gumi had come to ask for nothing less than $1 trillion. That Buhari must do it before he leaves office. He used the language appease. I don't think I really understand.
He was comparing with the
Niger Delta. Look at the comparison.
Was that an appeasement from Yaradua?
Now, I don't know. So immediately I came into this. Then the issue of decoding, interpreting, APC coming, this, then it fell to no level, to the back. Then I told myself, maybe this is where we should start from today. But the good thing is that I sent the menu to my guests. And even menu or no menu, Prof is not a man you will meet unaware in any subject matter. In any subject matter. Then what happened? Prof, can you tie our thing to any particular thinking?
Guru, first, I don't want to simply wish away the right of Sheikh Gumi to comment on national issues. But the Sheikh is an influencer. And so, his pronouncements, no doubt, are capable of unsettling the polity. If you recall, Sheikh Gumi had embarked on a journey to meet, whether you call them jihadists
bandits,
or
terrorists, or unknown gunmen.
He went, had a rendezvous with them. Pictures were released of his encounter, and then demands were made. You also recall that the late Malaifa, who came to say certain things.
That economist, former deputy governor of Central Bank.
Yes.
Who ran as SDP presidential candidate.
Very well. Who came to state what he knew from security briefings at one time, point in time, of those who are sponsoring terrorism and all of that. And you knew he was called in by the DSS.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, but draw a parallel with Gumi, who went and met with the terrorist.
Many times, yes.
Now, I do not recall if the DSS has called him and interrogated him about what he knows about this terrorist. And yet, we are looking for a solution to terrorism. Now, let's also look at his statement. Well, he has the liberty to draw a parallel between the Niger Delta militants and what is going on. But the Niger Delta militants were not all over the country beheading people, taking kidnapping and demanding ransom. They had a clear cause.
Yes.
Stated.
Yes.
So the parallel is very, very unkind. That's one. Two, his argument as well, they don't make sense. Because in one breath in his statement, he said about 99% of Fulanis are law-abiding, and that they want peace.
Yes.
And then he said that it's about 0.3% that are the deviants. And so his claim for reparation, is it for the benefit of these 0.3 deviants? One wonders. Some of the things that this sheikh comes out to say, if he thinks that 99% of Fulanis are law-abiding and there's humanity in them, so what is the case? That you now said the entire Fulani nationality have been offended, and that there should be an appeasement by the Buhari administration before he leaves office. It is very, very, in my view, irresponsible statements coming from an influencer like Sheikh Gumi. The truth of it is that I have not seen any concrete proposal that this sheikh has made to address this issue of banditry, unknown gunmen, or terrorists that are pervading the whole of the northeast, northwest, and now spreading to the southwest and southeast. Our leaders need to show a little bit more restraint.
Thank you very much, sir.
In this matter. So linking it to Owo.
Owo, yes.
Owo is simply a manifestation of an act of terror. I mean, we've not had of any report of any communal clash between any Fulani settlement in Owo and the people of Owo. We do not have any report of Christians of the Catholic faith having any conflict with any Muslim sect in Owo.
No.
So, this is simply an act of terrorism.
Okay, thank you, sir. I am grateful. I am most grateful. One, I still want to open the frontiers of this discussion, because if all we can discuss today is Gumi instructive proposal to Buhari, then we would have achieved a lot. Gumi made the statement last week Thursday when he was the resource person in something organized by Meyete Allah Kaunta Huri of Nigeria. That is Fulani Socio-Cultural Association. And that is the people that Gumi also had told us. Bala Mohammed, governor of Bauchi, also had told us. Aminu Mansari equally had told us. Matawali, governor of Zamfara State, equally had concurred at a time that there are bad bandits and there are good bandits. They've told us that the Fulani people are a people driven by Nigerians without that Nigeria never understood that what they are actually fighting for actualization of nationality. It is the Miyetti Allah that put up a seminar with the topic, the future of Fulani pastoralists in Nigeria.
That's the point, Guru. I thought Miyetti Allah is an association for cattle dealers, cattle breeders. So what they should be talking about is, the cattle trade, pastoral facilities, and all of that. But even Sheikh Gumi in his statement seems to equate Miyetti Allah to Fulani nationalism.
Yes.
And by the same token, extend it to mean, the terror wave that is, ongoing.
Okay. You can still hold this up because enlarging these frontiers is purely for your work. Please, today, I will drain your brain a little because the people out there are waiting to hear.
Guru, Prof has students, so
no. Those students will be casualty of today's exercise. And thank God it's going to be temporary. Within 1 hour of Prof leaving this room, he would have refreshed his brain. Now, let us see part of. We should not forget that this Miyetti Allah, the first person that announced the arrival in Nigeria is Sheikh Ugaba, the speaker, the manager of Buhari in events. He was the first person. That was when the federal government gave cash of 1 billion naira to the Miyetti Allah. And on that day of meeting, Lieutenant General Dambaza, who was then Minister of Interior Affairs or Internal Affairs or whatever you call it, led the delegation of the Miyetti Allah, or maybe as a negotiation representing the federal government. Mohammed Adamu, then Inspector General of Police, not confirmed then, was in the delegate. They met Ikebi. And that was the day that 1 billion naira was released. So the second day, Sheikh Ugaba came to make a statement to Nigeria that we should not look too much into what the Miyetti Allah is being given. Because the truth of the matter is that the Miyetti Allah is equivalent, this is the language he used, of Afenifere, of Ohaneze Digbo, and measure all the remaining one, except one. And I took very, very, very judicious note of the one he never mentioned. He did not mention Arewa Consultative Forum. Arewa Consultative Forum had been the umbrella that brought the whole Northern Nigeria together. When Northern Nigeria was nebulously packaged together and presented as one. Without people coming into interrogation of the issue, the trajectory, that in 1800, Fulani arrived in Nigeria, this area. It was not Nigeria then. And they went to the hinterland, as it was being called, because in 1552, when Captain Wade, the first British to arrive here, brought his ship and anchored it in what they call Echo Waters then, in 1552, we were told the story that he went into the hinterland and he wandered away for almost 2 years. Nobody knew where he was. But documents later to be found in archives somewhere in Germany later showed that he traveled that far to where we call Northern Nigeria today. and some type of agreement were reached. And in 1861, when the first 30-man police force was approved by the British government to be recruited in Nigeria in response to the letter written. And when they now reported that this police, which we trained as soldiers, they work very well, because the letter says they will train them to be able to brutalize their brothers and sisters, so that the issue of payment of taxes will not become an issue with the natives. And when they now wrote a letter, please increase for us, increase to 100 men, meaning 70 men needed to be, and the approval was given immediately. Then the trajectory of Nigeria resurfaced again, or what will become Nigeria in the future. I don't know where I'm going to this, but I'm going somewhere. Then, sir, approval was granted. And the recruitment, the first 30 were recruited within Lagos here, and they were trained here, and the training institution was here. Then immediately the approval was granted. Then the people that were to do the recruitment traveled to what they refer to then as hinterland. And by the time they return back, they return with 70 people they've recruited. They are all tall, huge people. And immediately the name of the Nigeria Police Force as it were then, which was Consular Force, was changed, because it was then Consular Constabulary. The name was changed immediately. This was 1863, June. The name was changed to Hausa Constabulary. Having said this, when the Miete Allah, the Fulani arrived in the area today, which is now called the Caliphate proper, they met traditional rulers, they met people, and they were kings, and they begged for a little land to stay. Then, in less than two years, they killed the king of that place, and emirate was created. Then they wanted to move to establish, because Ottoman Fodo had made a statement that the sword of Islamic that had gone up in the Sahara or in the desert shall never come down until it touches the coast. They moved, they were stopped in Benue by the Tiv and the Rwanda people. Which is the price that the Benue people must be paying tomorrow. They can move there, slaughter there, because they stopped them from their movement. They want to penetrate through Jeba, through Osogbo, the warriors of Ibadan, the Balogus of Ibadan, stopped them in Osogbo, and they drove them away. They suffered the second casualty there. Then the third movement, the Benin Kingdom, met with them and defeated them. They suffered the third casualty. So, when Gumi is talking, we should now look at the narratives. Gumi, it was in a package of the future of Fulani pastoralists in Nigeria. But Gumi now said, let me quote him and hand over to Prof. He said, the children that were killing and kidnapping people opened their doors freely to us when we visited, because they heard we were there to preach the gospel. All they want is to dialogue. Send them people that they respect to dialogue with them, and they will listen by the grace of God, and this problem will be resolved. Not only that, everyone, I'm still quoting him, everyone is to blame for their actions, including the bandits. They feel the world has developed and left them behind. All the injustices being meted out to them. How do we resolve this? We need to work amongst them, embrace and ensure that all they deserve is given to them. The havoc they are causing is hindering farming. Villages have been displaced because they feel that they were also displaced from there. But the most dangerous aspect of this is where I get to now. We are at war, and the solution is what was done for the people of the Niger Delta. How the government got them justice and even gave them a ministry. Why can't the government give us a ministry? He was talking of the Niger Delta, but when it comes back to the Miete Allah now, he now said, why can't the government give us, please let us interpret all these languages, us a ministry of nomadic affairs. Education will be inclusive and empowering, and hospitals they still have respect and behave like everyone else when you meet with them. We need to come together, politicians, security agencies, traditional and religious leaders, and assist them. They are acting out because they have been pushed to the wall. They have been pushed to the wall. I'm repeating it for emphasis. Since the inception of Nigeria as a country, they have never gotten real assistance. Now gather all their monies and give to them. Gather all their monies and give to them. Calculate how much you have given to the Niger Delta region since they started their agitation. I heard it is running into trillions. So the Fulani want theirs. Gather all their monies and give to them. I am calling on the president, before you leave, hand over the money. Meet their leaders to get to them. Let me stop here. He told the president, before you leave, hand over the trillions, equivalent of what I've gone to the Niger Delta, and give to them. Sir, you made a very favorable, a very correct statement where you say the Niger Delta militancy came with a demand, particularly of something. What is the demand, the primary demand of the insurgency? Starting from Boko Haram, this Western education is good luck. Jonathan should step down. A caliphate should be declared because it is not good for a Christian to be ruling over them, and all this and all this. And how many, over 1,200 something higher institutions of learning in the whole north have been closed down, which is as response to Western education is this, sir. And now their money should be calculated and give it to them. So, and the prelate of is it Methodist Church, the one in Umahia, had told us the revelations, but we have not seen the government going that way. And now, would have been subjected to attack for two reasons, principally. Akeredolu remains the only southern governor that is still insisting, let the presidency must come to the south. The presidency must not come to the south. Either southeast, southwest, or south must come. That's number one. Number two, Akeredolu become the commander general of the Amoteku. And I heard some people comment last night. People with that knowledge, I can't stand them saying that why can't Amoteku get there? Amoteku operates with Bo 12 shotgun, which they call the double barrel, because Amoteku no governor can bring in AK-47 and all those ones because the license must be given by the federal government. When they wanted the other day, they gave Amosu license to bring assault rifle, almost 1,000. So, sir, please help me.
Guru,
help me.
As I said, what Gumi has said, in my view, is most unfortunate. But the statement you've just read, one, let us look at the implications. First, Gumi seems to imply that the current wave of terrorism, it seems to imply that the current wave of terrorism that is spreading from this northeast and northwest down south, that it is attributable to the Fulanis.
Yes.
As a nationality.
Yes.
Two, he seemed to have forgotten that persons like Malam El-Rufai, governor of Kaduna State, had at one point in time told us in this country that the so-called militants or terrorists were not Nigerians.
Yes.
And that they were imported at some point,
yes,
to serve political purposes.
Yes. And sorry, sir, he even traveled out to 30 countries,
yes,
to pay them money.
To pay them money.
He admitted this
to try
so
to
that they should not come to his state.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Now, three, Gumi also implied in a statement that there is a common command, that there is a structure,
yes,
and a command that could be negotiated with by the Nigerian federal government,
yes,
with a view to addressing the grievances of the Fulanis, which in his view is manifesting in the northeast, in the northwest, and now manifesting in various spots.
Including North Central.
North Central, in various spots in the south.
Yes.
Now, if there is such a command, if there is such a unified force, then indeed we are at war.
That's good.
So he then lends credence to those who are saying that there's a Fulanization agenda. The Fulanis against the rest of Nigeria. And like you said, there are many good Fulanis. There's humanity.
Yes.
Humanity abounds in the northeast, in the northwest, and the north central.
Of course.
And so, for an influencer like Sheikh Gumi to make this kind of statements does not portend well. Does not portend well. And as I said, the parallel with the Niger Delta militants is most irresponsible.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very, very much, sir. I think with this, let me shift the base a little. I am not too sure if President Muhammadu Buhari will not hearken to the voice of his brother. Because President Muhammadu Buhari may hate not to be able to accomplish an assignment that probably would have been the unknown but identifiable factor of him coming to power, of running the first one, Ogalule. I'm now using the language of Bola Tinubu. The second time, Owolule. Owolule means falling down. The third time, Owolule. Otie Kigbe, lórí television. When me more that if I... Then I went to... I'm quoting it. Would Muhammadu Buhari, if he would fail to hearken to this statement from Gumi, would Muhammadu Buhari want to write his Odessa by saying the assignment I could not accomplish after first Wolule, second Wolule, third Wolule, and fourth entry? That is one. Two, if this must be accomplished, since it has to do with a lot of massive crisis and quantum, with the word or the advice of Robert Clark, that old Baba who wants to come back to play the role of Zeribe, actor Francis, not come to play. If it will come to play, shall there be 2023 general elections? I don't know if you want to say a word for only 1 minute, so I can leave this chapter.
Well, Guru, I believe 2023 is a reality. I believe there will be an orderly change of the baton of governance in 2023. As to what Buhari will do before he hands over in 2023, your guess is as good as mine.
Okay.
But let me say this. You see, the government of Goodluck Jonathan was actually very close to setting up a ministry for nomadic affairs.
Yes. He built nomadic schools.
He
about
built nomadic
something.
schools and was feeding them and was encouraging them. So if that is an identified grievance through Sheikh Gumi, one wonders why the same Fulanis equal bandit terrorists. Why are they the ones who started the sacking of schools up north? Muslim schools have been attacked. Muslim children have been kidnapped.
Yes. Some killed.
Yes. All of that sends the message that Western education is not desirable for the Fulanis.
Yes.
So how come suddenly that Sheikh Gumi has the brief to tell Nigerians that President Buhari must create a ministry for nomadic affairs to cater for the interests of the nomads? Jonathan did a whole lot of that. But everything Jonathan did, the so-called terrorists have turned asunder.
Yes.
So where do we go from there?
Okay.
Shouldn't there be any, if there's any ministry that's catering to nomadic affairs, the Ministry of Agriculture does have animal rearing as part of the agricultural things that should be done. Shouldn't that even be the purview, if at all, of any ministry?
No, it cannot be, because we are talking of education. Like, as Professor said, Goodluck Jonathan built 147 nomadic schools,
Which are currently empty.
Because immediately Goodluck Jonathan left. Is it Shetima or Ganduje? One of the governors now said, yes, we did not say he didn't build this, but is that the way to build them and to run them? So we will not go ahead with what he left behind. That's a statement. I don't want to destroy your heart with this, but the guru shall come back with details of this Gumi and co presentation. And when he comes back, I have been able to establish it today that Shehu Gaba was the one who announced the demise of Arewa Consultative Forum, that had the whole country together, which was why Theophilus Danjuma, as a younger officer, felt the Hausa, the North was one. But that's not the issue. Now we go. Sir, Prof, INEC has said, though, that starting from Ekiti elections, we are no more keeping sensitive materials under CBN. What's your comment? Let's be brief now. 1 minute, 2 minutes.
Well, the primary responsibility for the safe custody of electoral materials is the responsibility of INEC.
Yes.
Okay. And hitherto, the CBN regional offices have been used as places of custody. Safe custody.
Yes.
Trusting that the CBN has secured environments,
yes,
facilities to be able to do so.
Yes.
But recent revelations have underscored the fact that the head of the CBN is a card-carrying member of a political party.
APC for that matter.
And then all the regional offices of
CBN,
they take instructions from the APC governor of the central bank.
They become branches of APC offices.
So, well, I'm sure they are simply playing to the gallery, because it was quite embarrassing, when Emefiele revealed that he's a card-carrying member of the APC, So, but you then ask yourself, where else do they want to keep them? Or they want to fly them with helicopters all over on election day?
Will this not be a continuous endangerment to our electoral processes?
Of course it is.
Okay. If 2023 comes.
A private vault categorized as a violation of the integrity?
Of course not. That's why I said the primary responsibility to keep those materials secure is that of INEC. If they have a private vault, if they have their headquarters, but you've seen headquarters of INEC being raised.
Perhaps I should start a vault business.
Yes,
and
maybe.
INEC can contact me for.
But that would
you want INEC to contact you? This is not the time to call me.
How many local governments, are there? 774
Prof,
yes.
Please, because we have Adu is looking
for business.
Instead of if he had crossed over to Abuja last 2 weeks, he probably would become a delegate coming here now with yours couldn't have been less than 60, 70, because you will collect from about 3 people.
No, you forget that one is starting today.
But he's sitting behind the microphone here now, and there's no flight to Abuja.
Give him leave. He will go to Abuja.
I do.
Yes, sir.
No, I can raise. I have friends in the system. Mm-hmm. I can raise with some agencies of the government. I won't mention them.
Yes.
That will fly you to Abuja. But first of all, how much are you going to give to me? What is my percentage? The discussion is still moving. Now, let me just ask you one question. That is, if you have the full knowledge of what has happened. Justice Oloyede lost her job as a judge of Osun State High Court during the days of Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola. It's going for over 8 years or about now. Then immediately then she went to court, and an Abuja High Court ruled that the sack and everything was misdemeanor by the National Judicial Council. Is that what they call them? NJC?
Yes, NJC.
Okay. Now, to the glory of God, Madam.
But her sack was not in the first place by the NJC.
Who sacked her?
It was the state government.
Was no recommendation? Is the procedure not to, when you want to get something like that, you make you ask the agency to look into the matter?
Well, but that's why she went to court, that due process was not followed. And that her petition to the state government, or her complaint to the state government as at that time, was not sufficient to say that you can equate it to a judicial misconduct.
Okay. She's back now.
Thanks to the NJC.
Okay. To the NJC or to a court? Okay, the NJC now implemented it.
Yes.
But why did it take the NJC this number of years? Because the court delivers judgment.
Let's simply say that the wheels of justice grinds very slowly in Nigeria.
Oh my God. Oh, there's no way justice, according to the Nigerian system, will not be suffering some casualty sometimes.
It grinds very, very slowly in Nigeria.
All right. But she's back.
By the grace of God. I don't have the full details of the release yet. But from the news, social media,
she's now resuming in one place very close to Ilesha.
That she's been reinstated.
And that is Ilesha. Aregbesola is from Ilesha. And the place she has resumed in that village very close to Ilesha. I wouldn't know. If Aregbesola, Aregbesola, he might be seeing her where he wants to go home sometimes. So, all right. Because I will still talk to the friends of the Guru. Adu.
Yes, sir.
Please, sir. I told you I would dream, but I do beg me I should not dream. But let me tap into your wisdom. Today is the D-Day for APC.
Yes.
Today is the D-Day for APC.
Yes.
Now, who we've heard of favored candidate. President Buhari had admitted, yes, I have my preferred candidate. Shane told, he said, I cannot mention him because they will kill him.
Yes.
Now he called the governor and he told them, and he quoted the order of reciprocity. Allow me to pick my successor. But all the whole thing is a game of absurdity, because there is no true path that somebody is following. Who in your own wisdom? Because in the classroom where you are a teacher, I'm not saying you are a teacher, in that classroom, you are very, very wise and that dirty politics. Who do you think will pick if he has not picked it, will pick the thing today?
No, Guru, first, I personally want to give it to Buhari as the leader of the APC.
Yes.
He has shown dexterity in managing the huge number of presidential aspirants.
Sorry, sir, are you a member of the APC?
I'm not a card-carrying member of any of the parties.
Because
yes,
you
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
But you see, from I don't want to choose a candidate.
I'm not saying
no. I'm talking about the president.
Okay.
From his initial posture, that the party, the candidates should come and evolve through the party structure, the party regulations, guidelines. From that position to the position of, I know who will succeed me.
I have.
Yes.
Yes.
And then third position to say that, look, hey guys, let's build consensus. Governors, let's build consensus. Party leaders, let's build consensus.
Sorry, sir. Would you third part you've gone there now? What about in order of reciprocity? Because then in your state, you are point.
Yeah. So the fourth one is the order of reciprocity. I allow you
then
your various states.
Then the fifth one, call it that. Okay, go and choose
one and bring to me. Yeah. That's what I call
five stands.
That's political dexterity.
Professor, you are only showing your political acumen here now.
So he's managing all the various forces that obviously are pulling at the involvement of the candidate.
And so one of my
don't be surprised. Even as at last night, they were still holding meetings, right?
Yes.
Good. And then the primaries are starting today.
Somebody told me that by 3:30 they were moving to one part of the villa to go
and then in all of this, the northern governors came out and said, look, zoning, we support it.
Yes.
Let it be zoned to the south.
Aya Bello said that I am not party to it. I don't know anything about that.
Let it be zoned to the south.
Okay, Prof, let me hold you there.
So,
one of my late mentors, Senator David Umuya Dafinone,
yes,
he once told me, say, Godwin, I said, sir, he said, politics is not what you think you know. It is not the way you play in the room that you play it in the panel.
No.
Because it's decided by those of us who are principalities and power and controllers of darkness all over the world. We are the one deciding it. He said, when we make a choice, then we give it to God. God, go and announce this. And listeners, thank you very much. We've gone this far. Please, my second guest, Charles Kalu is here, the one I call the Sheikh Buruburu of journalism. Is here, he's just walking in. Oh, the only time he has is to say hello, listeners, because we have already handed over to callers before. So you can welcome you. I welcome you. Then welcome yourself.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm really sorry coming in late, and I've heard the Guru and Prof. Your analysis have been very profound. Very knowledgeable, and I also want to join you to commiserate with our brothers and sisters in our war, especially my friend Prince Tunji Ojomo, who is also from there, because what happened in that place, even we keep wondering, even a place as solemn as that, you defied all odds to strike. It's really unfortunate. My condolences.
Thank you.
Then you also spoke about Sheikh Gumi.
I just wanted to add
something.
We have given 15 minutes.
Because Sheikh Gumi's authority is becoming unprecedented. So much so that nobody knows where that power is coming from.
Charles, can you please hold it there? Maybe if you will be ready to leave your home early enough so that you don't complain, because, so that next week, because the parliament is meeting for this time before going on recess next week, because of events that are happening today now.
Yes.
Or that happened last night, that shall only be announced.
Between today and tomorrow.
And of course, we talk of Adamu, who came with luggages and baggages and making a terrible error from the first moment of arriving. I think the EFCC boys should go back and ask, say, Oga, before you talk this one, give us those 25 billion that is hanging on your neck. So next week, please, you try to come early. Make it and announce to the people. If it is half a minute, we are giving it to them before. We are now giving them 3 seconds.
Okay, before we start to take calls, let me read a few tweets so the Twitter folks would know that I tried for them today. Chisom says, let's not pretend, Adu, or sound political correct. This is Fulani herdsmen or Boko Haram style. Let us not keep covering up. The guys are in the bushes. These guys are in the bushes without any identification, using cows as cover up. The prelate said it, and I believe him 100%. Said this government is very wicked.
I believe the prelate too, 100%.
Adegboye Gadedeji says the question is, why did the massacre take place in Owo? What is the strategic intentions of the killers to unleash mayhem on the people of Owo, knowing fully well it's the hometown of the state governor? What message are they trying to pass, and to whom? Prof, can any act of terror take place without the collaboration of politicians, the police, or the army? Let us link the Owo massacre to killings in a Catholic church in the East last year, where it was found to be a fight between two drug dealers. In as much as we are paying...
No, they cannot be leaked. As no, they cannot be leaked. They are not the same thing. I have full stories of what happened in Ozobulu. I know some of the boys that acted there in Ozobulu. They are the boys that are not only controlling the drug Qatar in South Africa, but they now control Europe. I have their names. I know them. In fact, some of them we do shake hands.
You're not sounding like Sheikh Gumi.
Says, I'm not saying it couldn't have been Fulani herdsmen. The killers are still in the state. They must have left some footprints. Let the police do their job.
And the police will never get this job done properly because they are really body movement.
Lastly, from Twitter, this is from Ike. It says, good morning to the Prof, the Guru, and Adu. It's so annoying to hear about the numerous killings in the country. No one or any group has been arrested. Even with the changes of our military heads, still there's no improvement in our security issues. All right, phone numbers 0809-191-3913, 0809-234-5913, and of course 015150-913 and 015151-913. Keep it short and simple because of the time available. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. How do you and the Guru? Good morning, Prof. Good morning, sir.
Yes,
morning.
sir. What's your name? Where are you calling
This
from?
is Mr. Salas. I'm calling from a better place.
All right, quickly.
And I'm putting this question back to you, Guru, again. Because I read a lot. And one of those I learned that anybody who is clamoring for the unity of this country called Nigeria, contraption called Nigeria, is a criminal. Are you still standing on one Nigeria, having seen what is happening in this country? And the most times, the media will always come and cover it up.
Okay.
As if nothing happened. I wept yesterday seeing that little girl lying helplessly dead in that church. Because this thing is becoming too much in this country.
You said it's a question for me. Thank you. I will answer you straightforward. I stand for one Nigeria, but it must be a restructured Nigeria. And that's just that. Then, after this, please call me on the number that I will give at the end of this discussion. Call me so that I will have your full name, your phone number. I add you to my broadcast list so that you can gain access to a lot of things that I cannot say here. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Adu. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Peter, quickly now.
Yeah, thank you. And I greet everybody there. Now, I want to ask you questions here. Now, should INEC be running about with sensitive material, or should the governor that has become partisan be removed? What does the Constitution say? Because it doesn't know well. I don't hear it very well. That we want to move the material and be running around when we have a place to put it, and the man there decided to become partisan. I think it should be removed so that our material could be spread there.
Okay,
and number two, Buhari tried 3 times, lost, and the 4th time he came in. When he came, he was asking for Ruga. Ruga did not work. He was then asking for the whole cattle route that they were. At the end of the day, he couldn't get it.
Okay,
and then
Peter.
Today, look at what the Fulani headmen are doing all over the country.
Sorry, my apology, Peter.
Think is the position of Buhari.
Thank you, Peter. My apology. Please go ahead, Adu.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, hello.
Yes. Quickly now.
Your name.
Can you hear me?
Your name. We are
What's your
hearing
name?
you.
All right. My name is Henry. I'm calling from VI.
Okay.
The Guru,
Yes, sir.
I want to say this. Nigeria is a big joke.
Mm.
I watched that video yesterday. I was moved to tears.
Okay.
How can we have a president, if this thing happened in the US, for example, the president not supposed to give a televised statement? So if we want to learn from democracy, let's learn from outside. Let's take all of them. We just took the bad, the one that favored them, and then they left the other ones. What kind of a country is this?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Adu, go ahead.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, the Guru.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, please, sir.
Good morning, gentlemen in the studio. This is Akman speaking.
Okay, go ahead.
The guru
Yes, sir.
is a shame to the president giving marching order yesterday, 2 weeks, 3 months, and nothing is being done. Yet the killings are going on, and they are saying nothing. The guru.
Yes, sir.
I feel we are designed to fail, and you can see how we are failing woefully. Blood is like chicken in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let me read a couple of messages from our friends with the pen. Bobla says, Adwan Guru, blessings. Hope you're seeing where one Nigeria is leading us to. Killings everywhere, no problem. Let's keep on. I wait till Mr. Kuno comes on air to tell him my true mind with his diehard fan of his one Nigeria concept. Let's keep the deceit alive. Oh, it's not a deceit. Is it a deceit? Anyway, I
just affirm there now that I believe in one Nigeria.
Yes.
What I say is that it must be restructured. We must structure
Absolutely.
it.
Everyone must.
Sorry, let me quickly add this. I quoted what Bola Tinubu said about Buhari. Galule, Ikini, Kejiketa, Osukun. This is not to say that I am condemning Bola Tinubu. Please, you listener, because some people will narrow it to that point. He has the right, and of course, the little information at my disposal, everything he said there was no lie. Was he supposed to say it at that time? I leave that for them themselves. Probably what brought them together, he took power to Wakai, Obulikwa Kubero Mahaina, or Rolling Rubo or Kotawa. Go ahead.
Akintayos. Good morning. I was robbed inside a bus where my phone and money are taken to collect my phone SIM card. They're demanding 2,300 naira for my SIM. Which Nigeria gets into? He mentions the name of the service providers. Oh, interesting. Ade says, good morning, Guru Adu and Professor. In a country where citizens' life is paramount to government, I believe PMB should be the first person to land in Ondo this morning to show his condolence. Why has it taken PMB and his chief of staff 7 years to end terrorism in Nigeria? All the promises made in 2015, over 35 citizens lost their life in Ondo yesterday. Professor Abugu, which way Nigeria? Is this how we will continue without a solution?
Don't ever expect President to be there. He had never made such journey within the past 7 years. Is it today? Because additional told you the other day that what is left undone, he will complete it with the very. If that is not a president priority, go ahead. And speaking on his behalf, that he has a very good character, and his character is not to miss such visits. Go ahead.
Chris says, good morning, Guru. The Methodist priest was captured last week. 100 million was paid, and he told us that what message they gave him was that they're all over the West, but the government didn't take the information seriously. Back to the phone lines. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, please.
Turn off
good morning.
Turn off your radio totally, please.
Turn off your radio, please. Call us back. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Nice.
Adu and the Guru.
Good morning to you, sir. What's your name?
And my guests in the studio.
My name is Adu the Guru. All the guests in the house. Sorry, I do not remember the name.
No, you are talking about protocol.
It's quite sad what happened in Ondo State. Very sad. Accept the souls of those that were lost. This country is becoming more insecure by the day, and we are praying that the next government to do something about it, because this government is totally not going to do anything about it. It's as clear as day now. But the one thing I wanted to raise with the Guru is the question of Sheikh Gumi,
yes,
and his submission,
yes,
about this so-called bandit, the Fulani bandit. I get the feeling that too often there is a conflation of what the bandits are and what Boko Haram is. One, what you call the bandits is purely a criminality pushed by economic reasons. Why? Because since 1999, the Fulani's headmen have been abandoned in the bush, left without guidance, left without any control. And when you leave people in the bush for 20 years without guidance or control, they turn into animals over time. That is at the center of the problem. The Boko Haram have extremist Islamic motive, and they are largely Kanuri. There is a difference that needs. We shouldn't. I know it is difficult, but we should not conflate. So when Sheikh Gumi is talking about using the more social approach in dealing with the issue, I don't believe that the answer is doling out cash to Fulani people. I don't believe that. Okay. But I believe that there should be a social agenda that is designed as removing the Fulanis from the bush, and relocating them into cities.
Thank you very much. The cash matter, Gumi calculated the amount, and he said it is in trillions. And he calculated that he knows what had gone to the Niger Delta. So he said that it should be done. And of course, this man said that because for the past 20 years, the Miyetti Allah, the Fulani, have been left in the bush. That if a man is in the bush for 20 years, anachronism we want to talk about now. But let me put it to you. Why are they called nomadic? Sorry, please know this. There are 4 types of Fulani. The pastoral Fulani, the trader Fulani, the Miyetti Fulani, and the Islamic scholarly Fulani. I have no time now, but I have fraternized enough with them that I know all these facts and what they are. The chairman of Miyetti Allah, as of the time that arrangement was made between us to meet, where we met, he doesn't speak English. It is not because Fufude had taken everything away from him, but that is a Fulani. Sorry.
But finally, I'd read this message from Uzo from Peace Estate in Barua. Says this country seems is one sad event to the other we experienced since the administration came in. Breaking news again: Gwarimpa in Abuja, bandits invaded an estate there, took away people, and the government is dining and eating freely. What a shame.
This master in Peace Estate. Huh?
Who?
The man who read that, Peace Estate.
Yes, Peace Estate in Barua.
There is no peace in Nowo. There is no peace. There is no peace even in Lagos here. Do you know that this one is a Muslim again? Killed for blasphemy in Abuja. You heard the story, Adu?
Yes, sir.
So where is peace? There is no peace in Nigeria. Okay. Charles. Yeah. I go salute you last night. You're welcome. Now, we have a D before we go on recess next Monday. And please, every fact, because I am not done with the Gumi matter yet. But the remaining things are what I will be, my columns that will come. So we have a D next week.
No problem, sir. Thank you very much.
So, but if we take you to leave your house by 3 a.m., you can say for me, I have a bicycle I inherited from Germany.
No, that vehicle that you normally wait for then, the vehicle left me.
So, Prof, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. The Nigeria People's Parliament continues, and Monday, before we proceed on recess, what is happening today, Adu, you can leave now to Abuja. Because of what, because they started paying already.
Yes, sir.
You can leave Abuja, but bring my own. So, friends of the Guru, let me talk to you as exactly 11 o'clock. I want to task friends of the Guru. If I cannot confide on you, then you are not my friends. If I cannot tell you the truth, then don't consider me to be your friends. I should be able to tell you this. Friends of the Guru, let us task ourselves to at least we are 4,000 plus. Let us have at least 2,500 naira going with our obligations of minimum monthly donation of 1,000 naira. 1,000 naira minimum for every month. Friends of the Guru, talk to yourselves. You know yourselves. You can meet, you can talk. So that at least we will have 2,500 friends of the Guru doing the needful before the end of June, because the load is heavy. I think Jesus said in Matthew chapter 9 verse 36, 37 that the harvest is much but the laborers are few. He says, so speak to the Lord of the harvest to send workers to the field. So friends of the Guru, I salute all of you, and Adu, thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. Prince, Princeway. You don't know where you go home because home be hot. So be careful wherever you want to go there. And don't pass through a wall. Don't pass through oasis. So the number I said, I told that man to call is 0906 887 0014. I repeat it for your assimilation. 0906 887 0014. Of course, follow. You can follow me on Twitter at Godwin_Buebu. Buebu is BUEBU. And of course, visit my YouTube channel, which is Godwin the Guru. Godwin the Guru. Something is being uploaded in the next, I think, 45 minutes. If you go there and listen to it, it's a little extensive for 10 minutes. Then, but you will now have the details of why Bola Tinubu had to say what he said. Like as I said, he did not tell lies, but was that the right time for him to say it? I'm not a judge over that. Him and his friend, his brother, they know better. Then you will have some facts if you go there. What again? I do. Thank you very, very much again. Prof, once again, thank you. Charles, I am very, very grateful. And my listeners, thank you. Until Monday, where we shall meet, please keep yourself out of trouble. Bye-bye.